You're welcome to Literature Hub 247, your free online literature class. This video is about an African novel titled Redemption Road, written by Elma Shaw. Earlier on this channel, we have discussed the plot summary, the character analysis, as well as chapters 1 to 12 of Redemption Road. This is chapters 13 and 14 of the novel. Now this is chapter 13. Before I continue, I want to make a correction on one of my videos. That is the one on character analysis, where I mentioned the name of Bendu's wartime husband as Solomon, but his name is Samson. Again, the name of Bendu's wartime husband is Samson and not Solomon. I'm sorry about that. Now, in chapter 12, we discuss about Bendu and Agnes going to the police station to lodge complaint about Commander Cobra, that he should be prosecuted. But the officer in charge is trying to discourage them against it for want of evidence and that there are no witnesses. But they insist on prosecuting Commander Cobra. Let's now continue and see what happens in chapter 13. Mrs. Vanny, Cobra. You remember Mrs. Vanny is the same person as Cobra. Mrs. Vanny received a call from one of his comrades that he was being trailed by someone. His mind goes to the police and thinks of any other person who might be after him when he needs to hide his head. He blames himself for talking to Bendu and regrets sparing her life when she sucked her teeth at him the other time. He's regretting not killing Bendu that time. He also condemns how he gave information about him to Bendu. You remember when they met that he's trying to give Bendu about his address. That is where he's staying. His boss put a call across to him and asked him about somebody trying to sue him to court. Vanny responds that it will not happen, that his guys were in charge and things were under control. His boss asks him if he has the goods with him, and he replies that he will make dialogue in an hour. He then tells him to move out of the Elma Shaw hotel immediately. That is the hotel where he stays presently. Vanny starts packing his things and decides to move to the King's Castle, a less popular hotel. Nobody will suspect that he's there. He then plans to reroute the weapons he's expecting and go back to the north by the weekend. That is, he's trying to change the direction of the goods that he's expecting. Later in the afternoon, Vanny drives speedily in his Pajero, maneuvering through cars and taxis. There's no time to waste again. He has to meet his contact at the airport and make the deal immediately. He doesn't even worry about being stopped by reckless driving. The police do not have cars to chase him. Can you imagine that? They don't have cars to chase him if they want to arrest him. Even he will be ignored since he's using Senator's Jeep. That is, he's driving in the Senator's Jeep. So they will not even chase him. They will not even bother to arrest him because of the Jeep he's using. He talked about the thoughts of the people, about the senators and the House of Representative members being powerful. He believes that he also has some powers, but thinks of where his driver, who hopes for a decent future. Vanny is directed to an apartment building in Single. When he locates the building, he jumps down from the vehicle and looks around if somebody has been trailing him or looking at him. It is only some young boys and girls who stop playing when they see him and stare at him. One boy tells him that he will be looking after his car. Vanny just smiles and remembers his childhood days when he would be staring at big men and never thought of becoming a big man. He never wanted to be a big man, but circumstances made it happen. Vanny moves towards the building and climbs the staircase to the third floor. He knocks on the door of the room, and a short fat man ushers him in. The man in the room, Barry Diallo, directed Vanny to sit on the chair opposite him. The man places a small piece of black velvet in the center of the table and tells Vanny to put some ice in his Coca-Cola. This is a coded language. You understand the meaning now? Vanny understands the coded language and brings out a piece of folded paper. He opens it and spills a small pile of rough diamonds onto the black velvet. Diallo whistles and puts on his eyeglasses to examine the diamonds one by one. Diallo assures Vanny that there is no problem with their shipment after examining the diamonds. Vanny then begins to gather the diamonds, and Diallo touches his wrist lightly that they need a deposit. Vanny replies that he will get the diamonds when the goods are delivered, as agreed with them. Diallo says they have changed their mind because they might send diamonds they don't like, or the guy and the gas get lost on the way. The two groups are bad people, so they know themselves. Vanny also raises a defense that they might give them the deposit and the arms not delivered. He packs the diamonds and keeps them in his pocket, saying the people are not serious. He's expecting arms and ammunition. That's the day. Diallo tells Vanny to talk to his people quickly. Vanny dashes to the door, but it is locked. He shouts at Diallo to let him go. Downstairs, that is Vanny. It's not downstairs. He gives the boy minding his car $20 Liberian note. That is the guy the boy that's looking after his car. The other boys envy him, dancing around him and begging to hold the money at least. Vanny sees this and winds down the glass and gives each child a 20. That is $20 Liberian each, and they are all happy. Vanny sits in his car for a moment and looks around if somebody is around watching him. Diallo is leaning on the railing, making a call. He then kicks his vehicle and drives to his new hotel to make calls. He has to take care of some people. That is chapter 13. Now chapter 14. Bendu begins to rethink the suggestion of Agnes in the beginning, since nobody is ready to arrest or prosecute Commander Cobra. What's the suggestion? Agnes has told Bendu initially that he should forget about Commander Cobra. They should not prosecute him. That was now considering. She considered whether to leave it in the hands of God or Kafin. Kafin is ready to deal with Commander Cobra. The case is already taking its toll on the activities of the peace in practice. That is Bendu's NGO. He doesn't have much time for the NGO now because of Commander Cobra. She's behind in her proposal writing, which could have negative effects on the activities of the body. On Wednesday morning, Bendu is dozing when Agnes' voice wakes her up. She tells Agnes that she is exhausted and things are not going well. Agnes tells her that she needs the services of a lawyer and Kafin has gotten one for her from the best firm in town. Bendu relaxes for the first time in her search for someone who will arrest Vanny. She is unable to reach Kafin to show her appreciation. She takes a taxi home, and on getting home, she feels as if she's in a different place. A white palaver hot stand in the middle of her front yard. She's seeing a different thing in her apartment. There's also a heck of tropical flower at the entrance. She sees a chef telling something delicious. She then sees Kafin dressed up, and she asks him as if she doesn't want it what he is doing in her yard. Kafin organizes dinner for Bendu behind her back. She stared at the palaver hut again. Calvin responds that she deserves it and carries her in his arms towards the house when they near the front door. Calvin responds that she deserves it and carries her in his arms towards the house. When they near the front door, Bendu has to be put down to bring out the key. She carried Bendu towards the door. So when they are about to get to the door, so Bendu now requests that she should drop out so that you bring out the key. So Calvin is only trying to show her love to Bendu here. That's why he prepares the dinner. Bendu has to be put down to bring out the key. She also comments that it is not yet time for her to be carried like that. Bendu tells Calvin that she needs to wash her hands. And Calvin also says the same thing. Bendu then pointed to the water barrel under the gutter for Calvin to wash his hands. She goes in and closes the door on him. Calvin orders dinner from Rhonda restaurant owned by Rhonda Cooper. Cooper herself has visited the place to see the arrangement. Calvin ushers Bendu into a seat opposite him. They are served different delicacies by a smartly dressed waiter. Bendu and Calvin enjoy the food and other delicacies very well. Bendu then comments that it is all romantic and everything. Calvin then demands a toast, and Bendu raises a glass and clinks it against Calvin's. Calvin says, let's quote Calvin's statement here. To the pursuit of justice and to getting a date with the most beautiful woman in town, the one and only Bendu Mary Lewis. That's the full meaning of full name of Bendu. Bendu Mary Lewis. The two of them are in enough mode. Bendu tries to change the topic of discourse when she asks about the article. Calvin tells her not to talk about work or Moses Vane and no sadness. Bendu responds that she has some questions to ask Calvin, and he tells her to go ahead. She then urges him to tell him about Benji, her brother. Calvin's countenance changes as he is surprised by the question. Calvin replies simply that he was so happy and jovial in the class then, that is making reference to Benji. He always had answers to every question asked. He asked that Benji loved Bendu. He adds that to it, that Benji loves Bendu much. A tear rolls down Bendu's cheek and Calvin reminds her that there is no sadness that day. Bendu explains that Benji is always in her mind every day. Bendu pressurizes Calvin further to tell her all he knows about Benji's death. They are in silence for a while. The waiter clears the dishes and serves them coconut pie and a watermelon basket filled with some delicacies. It's Calvin who speaks first. He asks Bendu to tell him about her experiences in Duluma. Bendu explained that she was captured and forced to be a rebel's wife. Remember, Duluma is the camp where Bendu was captured. In response to Calvin's question, Bendu explained that the rebel eventually packed his things one day and left. That is making reference to Samson. After she was captured, she was taken to the Luma camp and was given to Samson to marry. She says she was somehow happy for abandoning her, but Samson, the rebel, gave her protection from other men. He provided for her needs and had to be with him to stay alive. She explains further that nobody knew when the war would end, hence would not know whether she could get away. Bendu doesn't know how best to explain the situation to Calvin as their moods change. Calvin realizes this and asks Bendu if she's angry. Bendu says no, but there's something she wants to say. She explains that she was somehow disturbed by Calvin's attitude and some of the things he said the other day in his house. Calvin thinks about it for some time and says it is a fact and it's his opinion. Bendu then expresses her appreciation for the dinner and Chancellor Marlon Gray got for her. They have some discussions while the waiters pack their equipment. Bendu later sees Calvin off to the gate and appreciates him once more for the dinner. She realizes that something goes wrong in an apartment with the breeze that blows into her bedroom from the broken window. She realizes something goes wrong. What's that thing that goes wrong in an apartment? We are going to know that in the next chapter.